of the season. We go down to Caroline Pineda.
Jack, you mentioned that running back Kyle Monangai is out today, but Rutgers is dealing with a lot of injuries on both sides of the ball. Talking to players and coaches this week, it can't be overstated how important they felt like the bye was to recharge mentally and physically. Head coach Greg Schiano told us they approached the time off on a case-by-case basis, with the coaching staff asking themselves for each player, is he a rest guy or a reps guy? Among the players who have dealt with injuries in the last month but are expected to play today are safety Flip Dixon, linebacker Tyreen Powell, cornerback Robert Longerbeam, and defensive end Aaron Lewis.
Caroline, thank you very much. And it is just a beautiful day in Jersey. Sun is shining, blue skies everywhere you look. Temperature is 51 right now. Be up in the mid-50s as the game goes along. Just a 10-mile-per-hour wind that we are working our way through. As both teams get set, Minnesota wins the toss and defers. So Rutgers football to begin. And Mike Robb, the question right off the bat will be, without Kyle Monangai, what does this offense look like? And we'll see a couple of young running backs that are going to get big opportunity.
Absolutely. You see Jay-Sean Benjamin is going to be getting the football, getting his first tick this season. And the interesting thing about Jay-Sean is he can play in the next 4 games and the bowl game and still maintain his redshirt season. Obviously, Antoine Raymond will get the start. The freshman out of Canada. Can't wait to see how this offense functions without Kyle Monangai, who has 65% of all the rushing yards for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
931 of their 1453 yards on the ground. So Rutgers football to begin. Get to see Ethan Kaliak-Manis taking on his former team, former school, where he spent 3 years there at Minnesota playing for P.J. Fleck. Both teams really tried to quiet the noise with some of that, but every once in a while you could hear through what is being unsaid, and there was plenty to hear right there.
Absolutely, especially early in this game. This first drive is going to be huge for Ethan Kaliak-Manis. A lot of familiar faces on the defense. He's going to know these guys personally, and I'm sure they're going to be in his ear.
Dragon Kesic send it deep, and a fair catch called for by Rutgers. Rutgers really operates by the philosophy of not returning many kicks. A lot of fair catches, kind of an NFL style process from Coach Schiano.
Absolutely. A lot of things can go wrong in the return game at times. He's just like, let me get the ball and play offense.
So Ethan Kaliak-Manis, see what he's done so far on the season. 26 touchdowns, 18 interceptions over his career. 9 touchdowns, 5 picks this year, but only 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions on this 4-game losing streak.
Yeah, Jack. His decision-making is going to be huge today, and he's going to have to find completions against a stingy Minnesota defense.
Antoine Raymond gets the start at running back, and Kaliak-Manis has a completion to begin his day. And that's Logan Blake, his tight end, high school basketball player, still developing as a football player, going to get big minutes. Starting offense delivered by Papa John's.
Yeah, you look at this starting offense. I'm looking at the wide receiver, number 0, Dymere Miller. This kid runs very quarterback-friendly routes. He always has his number wide open for the quarterback, and he does a great job at the top of the route separating.
Kaliak-Manis fakes it and fires over the middle on a slant route. It's Christian Dremel. Best year was 2023 for him. 36 catches and 3 touchdowns, and Jack Henderson made the tackle.
Great job by Ethan Kaliak-Manis right here. This is an RPO, okay? You see Dremel right there with his little slant. Get the fake, linebackers come up, and now you have the throwing lane for Kaliak-Manis. Gets a big-time completion.
Kaliak-Manis hands it off, and Antoine Raymond with his first carry. Takes it out across midfield with a pickup of 4. That's Maverick Baranowski making the stop. Maverick Baranowski, about as good of a linebacker name as you will find. Born to play backer.
Yeah, Baranowski. The guy was born to play linebacker, born to make tackles. He's going to be meeting up with those running backs for the Scarlet Knights a lot today. Antoine Raymond, Jay-Sean Benjamin in for Kyle Monungai. Can't truly replace a Kyle Monungai, but you can definitely spread the work around.
Another carry, and this looks close to that line to gain. Maybe be marked just, right. They're going to give him that first down for Antoine Raymond. Harry Brown made the stop for Minnesota. Not in time, gain of 6.
Yeah, it's a good job by this offensive line, just covering the front of the Minnesota Gophers up. Antoine Raymond finds some space. He does a good job running behind his pads, good feet, finds a first down. Rutgers offense looking to the sideline, getting the play, getting the adjustments.
Kaliak-Manis hands it off, and they're going to get good push out on one side of that offensive line and run into the arms of Cody Lindenberg. So getting our first look at Antoine Raymond, supposed to be in the 2025 class. Actually reclassified when his high school program is shut down. Big offers, though, for Raymond. Auburn, Miami, Texas A&M, and ultimately ends up with Rutgers.
Yeah, you see Kyle Monungai right there, Jack. This offense can't be the best version of themselves without that guy on the football field. Everybody's going to have to pick up the slack, especially up front on this offensive line.
Kaliak-Manis as he throws, and lucky to get that football out of his hand. It's Ja Joyner who's flashing into the backfield, and Ja Joyner had that sack fumble to finish off Illinois just last week.
Yeah, you see Kyle Monungai right there. We talked to him this week, Jack. We thought he was going to play this week, but obviously out from an undisclosed injury. You see a big hit right there. That wasn't the only hit Kyle took against SC a few weeks ago. That was a big physical game for him. Hopefully he's okay. But again, the run game will take some sort of a hit without one of the premier backs in the Big Ten.
3rd and 6. Kaliak-Manis organizing things at the line, and he will hand it off. See if this is 4 down territory as Raymond is able to pick up 5 and give him a decision to make.
You would think that this is 4 down territory with that play call right there. Offensive coordinator Kurt Sharaka digging in the bag right now, understanding he has 4 downs to get a first down. And maybe the thinking is, Jack, now that we're on the plus side of the 50-yard line, let's play the position of we got to go for it. We got to get points. We got to make sure this Minnesota defense knows we're here to play.
Antoine Raymond stays in the game at running back. Motion man is Miller. Kaliak-Manis flush, firing down the sideline, and it is broken up. Rutgers calling for a flag. There will be none, and a turnover on downs by Minnesota defensively.
Wow, what a play by this Minnesota defense. On 4th down, Rutgers comes up with nothing. We'll be back on the other side. Max Brosmer's up next.
How will earning unlimited cash back?
Football now stepping up to that next level of it.
Absolutely. You make this the level up to the Minnesota Gophers. Feels like he has an NFL future.
Brosmer scans and has a wide open man down the sideline, and his favorite target, that's Daniel Jackson. And Daniel Jackson has been a star offensively on the outside. The starting lineup's delivered by Papa John's for the Golden Gophers.
Yeah, you talk about Daniel Jackson. He is the star on the outside. But another star in this offense is running back Darius Taylor. This kid understands how to run the football. Great tempo to and through the hole. I expect him to affect this game in the passing game today. We're matched up against the linebackers of Rutgers.
Marcus Major checks in at running back, empty it out for Brosmer, and Brosmer looking directly over the ball, and that is broken up by Rutgers. It's Brockington, the intended target, and they can't connect.
Yeah, Brockington He does the dirty work for this offense. Offensive coordinator Greg Harbaugh told us this week, whenever we need a big-time block, whenever we need something in the running game, Lemecki is not afraid to go in there and get active.
On 2nd and 10, flip it to Darius Taylor, and Taylor trying to gain that edge, but unable to. Stopped up by Powell, Tyree Powell, the team captain, with the speed to meet him on the edge. Gain of 2.
Yeah, good job by Tyree Powell, who I'm surprised he's even out here this week. Watching him over the last couple of weeks, he's been banged up. He's a big player, 6'5", 250 pounds, can fly all over the field. Coach Schiano told us this week that if he wasn't banged up last year, he probably would have been a top 50 pick in the NFL draft. They're glad to have their linebacker here.
Rutgers fans getting into the game on a 3rd and 8. Brosmer drops, pressured, flushed. Now Brosmer just going to tuck it and run with space out front. He is still on his feet as he takes it inside the 25. So not exactly what he is known for, but the ability to do so when the position, the situation calls for it.
Run, Forrest, run! Look at Max, I love it. He's not known for having wheels like this, but Max Brosmer putting his offense on his back, scrambling for a first down and doing a great job getting out of bounds, not taking a big hit. Look at Max roll.
A 28-yard scoot on 3rd down sets up Minnesota nicely. Brosmer drops, pressured immediately, able to escape it once again, and now Brosmer is going to run one more time. Why not? The hamstrings are loosened up now, and Brosmer picks up more positive yardage. That's Eric Rogers in his face quickly.
Wow. Is this Lamar Jackson or is this Max Brosmer? Look at him. I mean, the corner, Eric Rogers untouched, and then Max having the wherewithal, the feel in the pocket to spin out of that tackle and get positive yards. I see you, Max.
And P.J. Flex said his biggest strength is he is an elite processor. So they put a lot on Brosmer at the line of scrimmage, sometimes 2-3 plays, and he can decide what will work best. Now on 2nd and 8, back to the air. Brosmer buying time and throwing it away.
Good job by this Rutgers defense right here, just keeping a cap on the defense, not allowing any explosives, keeping all of the wide receivers in front of him. I thought Max Brosmer did a good job right here, just throwing the football away, understanding when the play is over, when the defense has out-schemed you, and you live to fight another day.
Couple of tight ends check into the game for Minnesota on a 3rd and 8. Brosmer hands it off. Taylor with the carry. Taylor with space. Taylor with a touchdown. You don't need to throw it when Darius Taylor's in the backfield. To the house he rumbles.
Wow. We call this dark crease running right here. Just a little outside zone play right here. And he's going to stay in this cylinder all the way to the end zone. A lot of young backs try to cut this thing up, but I mean, look at the hole right there. He was untouched until about 15 yards down the field. Good job by this Minnesota offensive line, creating space. Darius Taylor rumbles into the end zone. Great job.
Big Quinn Carroll getting out front with a nice block, and they are confirming that Taylor was in fact across the goal line.
Previous plays on the further review.
And they will take that notion under further review.
Okay, let's see what happens. You see Coach Schiano right now getting after the defensive line, getting reached and opening up that gaping hole right there. Let's see if Darius was down. Oh, the referee got in the way. Seems like the ref had a great view of it. Look how
he put his hand down.
Yeah,
right?
he puts his hand down, stays off the ground, and you see the kind of corkscrewing action to prevent his shoulder from hitting the ground.
And that was Harold Miller I think that Harold Mitchell, who had a really great look down the line. Reggie Smith, how did you see this one? Was his hand down keeping him up, or what'd you see there?
Well, the hand down keeping him up is allowed and does not make him down by rule. But what you do see down is his right elbow while the ball was in possession of that arm. This should stand minimally, and the official's in a great position to make this call, not enough to overturn.
Reggie, thank you. And how about the call on 3rd and long? Bring a couple tight ends in the game and just hammer it.
It just shows the confidence Greg Harbaugh, the offensive coordinator, has in this offensive line, has in this running back, in this running unit.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Seems pretty clear cut. And now Taylor can dance, knowing that the touchdown will in fact stand. Dragon Kesich on for the extra point. He had a big role in that win over Illinois, 4 for 4 with his field goals in that contest.
Absolutely. This offensive line just keeps going, keeps rolling, keeps moving guys, and keeps pushing their guys down the football field.
There on the snap, and it is no good. Extra point is no good. The hold was not clean.
Time
but
out on the
7
field.
plays, 65 yards, just over 3 minutes off the clock, and an 18-yard touchdown run by Darius Taylor. The legs of Rosemer set him up. Taylor pays it off.
Genesis GV70 and GV80. Eligible owners can receive up to $2,000 on a new GV70 or GV80 exclusively at your local Genesis retailers.
How is this Chili's 3 for Me only $10.99 when fast food is so expensive?
Could be because we don't have to pay for any mascots.
Please! I was born for this! Please!
Never gonna happen.
Wait, I know the song! I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
He doesn't
baby
work
back.
here.
Chili's, baby back ribs.
3 for Me means more for you. Get a bottomless drink, bottomless chips and salsa, and the all-new Big Smasher Burger with fries for just $10.99 only at Chili's.
Someone from my past is out to get me. It's on me to keep this family safe. The only way is to find the killer.
Cross on every case you work is Silence of the Lambs.
You've been accused of plagiarizing your master's thesis. You tell the truth, you can have this bucket of Bud Lights.
I'll go first.
No.
Professor Wilkins has been taking karate classes ever since that saxophone girl put him in a headlock.
That was a secret.
Now it's a beer.
Everybody, let's focus, please.
2, please. Thank you.
All right, so a good one brewing there. The college football playoff bracket, the Week 11 projected bracket, that is. How do you see it?
Oh, man, how do I see it? This is a big-time bracket right here. I'm interested in seeing how Indiana fares in this bracket. You see Alabama with a big matchup today versus LSU. They get a loss. I don't know if they'll be there.
Kesich sent it deep, and a fair catch called for by K.J. Wright. First career missed extra point, though, by Dragon Kesich. He's 56 of 57 now, and it's really a bad snap by Sukup that sets up the slot fest here.
Yeah, bad snap. Looked like Kesich kicked the laces right there, which if you talk to any kicker, they don't want to kick the laces. So just the operation, the field goal and extra point operation has to get better for Minnesota.
So Ethan Kaliak-Manis back onto the field, moved the ball nicely on the opening drive before turning it over on 4th down, handed off and tripped up as he tried to make his way through the hole as Antoine Raymond.
Oh, Antoine, it looked like he had some space right there. Just got tripped up. Pick those feet up, young man. And you got space on the other end of it. You see him right there getting behind Big Holland Pierce, who's been awesome for this Rutgers offensive line. He's a mountain of a guy. He's 6'8", 350. I thought that was a lie until I walked up on him, Jack. He blocked out the sun. So Rutgers looking to the sideline, getting their adjustments.
Kaliak-Manis hands it off and running into the arms of Cody Lindenberg before he could get any momentum moving forward is Antoine Raymond.
Been impressed by Cody Lindenberg. You talk about this Minnesota defense. He's the leader. Leads the team in tackles, 62 tackles coming into this game. But when this guy puts hands on you, Jack, you go down.
Kaliak-Manis looking deep down the sideline, put one up top and reeled in. That's KJ Duff, the 6'6", 219-pound freshman. And jump balls is what they're looking for with Duff, and they finally get one.
I was wondering when this offense was going to get to this. Just throw it up. You have a guy in KJ Duff, 6'6". I mean, they're huge on the outside. And you see him just jump up over Ethan Robinson right there and get the big catch. More of this from this Rutgers offense creates space for the run game.
Jay-Sean Benjamin checks in at running back, gets the football, gets to the edge, and takes it down inside the 30. Cody Lindenberg ran him down from behind.
Yeah, I like Jay-Sean Benjamin on this play right here. He's naturally built for leverage. I'm not going to call him short, but he is 5'9", a bowling ball of butchering knives when he gets the football. Love how he picks his feet up as he motors through this Golden Gophers defense. More plays like this going north and south for this Rutgers offense will put him in a better position.
Kaliak-Manis, clean drop and another completion inside the 10. Dymere Miller. So Kaliak-Manis starting to heat it up against his former team, pickup of 20.
Dymere Miller, look at this route right there. You're going to see him right there in the slot at the top of the route, just coming again, quarterback friendly, showing your numbers to the quarterback, creates an easy target for Ethan Kaliak-Manis. They get the explosive pass play.
Jay-Sean Benjamin stays in the game at running back. Kaliak-Manis gives it. Here's Benjamin up the middle and able to drag a couple of defenders inside the 5 and down to the 3.
Thought they were going to pull that right there and maybe throw it in the flat to Dymere Miller.
Kaliak-Manis,
they had something there.
With some pace, back up to the line, hands it off, similar looking play, and maybe got a yard with Benjamin. Tried to catch Minnesota off guard, and Minnesota up to the task.
Yeah, Minnesota was ready for that one. You see Rutgers trying to get up to the ball quickly, catch Minnesota and kind of changing between plays. Minnesota did a good job recovering.
Benjamin checks out. Antoine Raymond back into the game at tailback. 1 for 2 on third down and thus far for Rutgers.
One-on-one up top with Dymere Miller.
Kaliak-Manis hands it off, hit at the line of scrimmage, trying to fight forward is Raymond, and he is stopped by Minnesota, and now a decision coming up for Rutgers. We've seen him go for it on 4th down once. Coach Shiana walking down to get a look at just how far it is, and we'll see how he elects to play it. Offense staying out on the field. Kaliak-Manis is under center. He's trying to take it himself, and he's able to. Touchdown Rutgers with the quarterback sneak. And was there a timeout before the play was snapped? The refs are having a conversation.
Oh, it looked like they may have gotten a timeout.
Prior to the snap, timeout. Minnesota, they're first of the half. It'll be extended for immediate timeout.
Wow, great job by P.J. Fleck right there. As you see him right there, right before the snap, he understands his team needs some help. Sprinting down there to get the first down. That's good coaching by P.J. Fleck.
Yeah, that's P.J.'s energy and athleticism working out a little bit, isn't it?
Absolutely. We talked to Coach Shiano about P.J. Fleck this weekend. That's the first thing Coach Shiano said was his energy is infectious, it's contagious.
There's no
Look at
immediate
P.J.
timeout.
Yeah.
I like his shoes, too, man.
I like his fist bump off the timeout. He felt that one.
Looking pretty cool. He finally has a quarterback. He told me a couple of weeks ago, Mike Robb, we can now pass to run. Yeah. I've never had that dynamic here in my entire time here at Minnesota.
And that was a great timeout because Kaliak-Manis caught him there. And he was not getting stopped. Do you go for it again here if you're Rutgers? What do you think?
I think you have to. You're sending a message to your team, as Coach Schiano likes to do. He's sending a message that we're not scared, we're here to fight. And you just don't know where you're going to get the ball down to the 1-yard line again.
So now from the shotgun. Fake it to Raymond, throw that slant right in behind it, and it is caught for the touchdown. Dymere Miller with the grab, Kaliak-Manis with the sneak. The timeout takes it off the board, and Dymere Miller gets the 6.
Good play call by offensive coordinator Kurt Shiraka. Even better execution by his quarterback, Ethan Kaliak-Manis. RPO play right there, rolled the running back all the way deep to get the defense to react, and throws an absolute dime to Dymere Miller in the back of the end zone. Touchdown. Good job by this offense.
Jay Patel on for the extra point, and this one is true. So Rutgers takes the lead after Minnesota went straight down the field for a touchdown, which really was from the running quarterback and Max Brosmer. An answer from Rutgers.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
No, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Drawing the most flavor out of something is a nuanced process. And if that doesn't work, deep fry it until it tastes delicious. Arby's, we have the meat.
I am an American soldier. I serve the people of the United States.
I will always place the mission first. Delivery. I will never accept defeat. I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough.
I'm an expert, and I'm a professional. I'm a guardian Korean in the American way of life. I am an American soldier.
The scoring margin right there with it since October 1st. Minnesota plus 44 scoring margin, plus 9 in the turnover margin. They have dominated the ball over that run, and it's why they're in this position.
Absolutely dominated the ball. The program is about the ball. PJ Fleck is doing a great job with this team, especially in the second half of the season.
Jack Scullion out of Ireland send it deep, and Coy Parrish.
He got space.
And Parrish with some room out in front as he crosses the 25. Tremendous safety who has an ability to carry the football as well for Minnesota.
And Jack, he is fearless. Fearless with the football in his hands. Good returner. Ball aware on defense. Leads this team with 5 interceptions. See PJ getting after him right there. Saying, that's okay, you'll pop one. Don't hang your head, young man.
Back onto the field comes Max Brosmer on that opening possession. Not his arm, his legs.
Absolutely.
Was moving the football. Now find themselves down 1 after the botch hold on the extra point. Darius Taylor gets the football. Taylor, patient, and then runs into a group of Rutgers defenders. And let's go for a game break to the studio.
Elsewhere in the Big Ten, number 2 Ohio State home against 1-7 Purdue after a block punt, 4th and goal for the Buckeyes. QB Will Howard keeps it, scores it. Buckeyes, as expected, up early, back to Piscataway.
So Buckeyes with a score. Been a tough year for Purdue. We were there earlier in the season.
Yeah, tough year for Ron Walters and the Purdue Boilermakers. They're trying to still find another win.
Second and 9, and a flag is in the air. Movement by Minnesota prior to the snap.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Jerry McGinn, our referee today, and Quinn Carroll, who left his stance early.
Yeah, Quinn Carroll, the right guard. You see him right there. Just getting a little anxious. Usually he plays the right tackle. Tyler Cooper's out, the left guard, so Quinn Carroll has the position flex to move inside. Then Phillip Daniels is starting at right tackle, making his second start at right tackle. Young freshman kid out of Cincinnati.
Empty set for Brosmer. He's able to read it and deliver, and Brosmer is cooking as he has another first down. Sling it to the outside. This is Elijah Spencer with the grab and with the first down, gain of 16.
Yeah, they really like Elijah Spencer. They say he was one of the most improved players on the entire team from last season to this season, and he's not afraid to go across the middle. He's fearless.
Brosmer back to his drop. Daniel Jackson with this one, and it's really just 3 receivers that you'll see on the outside. 2 of them predominantly in the passing game are Jackson and Spencer, as we have a flag over on the Rutgers side of the field.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 0. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic, first down.
Yeah, that's Eric Rogers right there with a little bit of a face mask, but been very impressed with Max Brosmer, not just because he showed us his wheels earlier in the game, but the ball is exploding out of his hands. He's throwing the deep comebacks, the deep outs. You can see him throwing that ball to Daniel Jackson right there, and what it does is it forces a defense to expand, creating space for the run game and Darius Taylor.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 36, Taylor with the cutback, and Taylor had defenders there waiting on him. It's Jabome, Dariel Jabome making the stop.
Let's go back and see where that face mask was up top with Eric Rogers, and just trying to get a jam on the receiver, and his hands just kind of slipped up there and got Lemeki Brockington right there in the face mask. Tough penalty for Rutgers.
It's interesting listening to offensive coordinator Greg Harbaugh say that Brosmer liked the huddle. He liked to get in a huddle with all guys on the offense, get the play call, so they actually adapted things to go to what Brosmer likes. That's why you'll see Minnesota huddling up throughout the course of the afternoon. This complete, it's Major, his running back, and both of these running backs, especially Taylor, but Major too, really good receivers out of the backfield.
Yeah, they're great receivers out of the backfield. But to go back to your point, Jack, that's what I meant when I said earlier in the game. This is a true NFL operation for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Oftentimes he's going to the line of scrimmage, talking about Max Brosmer with 3 plays. 3 plays, and depending on the front, depending on the blitz, depending on matchups, Max puts this offense in the best play. To me, I love that from your quarterback. He's out there processing, figuring out his own answers.
2 for 2 on 3rd down thus far. Brosmer, clean drop, firing, and Jackson cannot get to the football. Throw a little behind him. Shaquan Loyal in coverage. One of the best for Rutgers in that secondary.
Yeah, that's a good job by Shaquan Loyal right there. 2 interceptions on the season. The guy's a short tackler, but I love how he stayed with this guy through the bunch. You see Greg Harbaugh, the offensive coordinator for Minnesota, trying to confuse the Rutgers defense, creating some man-beater matchups. Throw a little bit off, but Loyal was there to make the play.
From 51 yards away, drag God Kesic, 2 for 5 from deep on the season.
Drained it.
And Kesic hit a dime. You can tell right away.
Yeah, I mean, he drained it right down the middle. Big time kick.
That'll make up for a missed extra point, even though it wasn't completely on him. Kesich off the left toe with authority. Minnesota retakes the lead.
On the banks of the Raritan.
Chiano.
Coach, you just held this Minnesota offense to a field goal. What did you like from your defense on that drive?
Well, the guys are playing hard. They're playing for each other, Caroline. But, that first drive, we had plenty of opportunities to make lost yardage plays, and we let them out of the trap. So just got to tackle a little better.
How would you evaluate your run game so far without Kyle Manunga?
Yeah, the young guys are doing a good job. They're stepping up.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Jack?
Caroline, Coach, thank you very much. Young guys doing a good job. They're stepping up.
They're stepping up, man. Love to hear from your ball coach. You see Ethan Kaliak-Manis right there, who's been doing a good job this game, making great decisions. On their touchdown pass, he had a big-time RPO throw on a 4th down. He has to continue to make decisions, great decisions, and I think they're going to have to use his legs some to get this offense going to make up for that guy not being there, Kyle Manunga. Again, 65% of the rushing offense comes from that man right there, one of the premier backs in all of the Big Ten. He's out today. Young guy stepping up, Jack.
Send it deep, and Rutgers content with a touchback. And let's check in with the studio.
In the SEC, Florida at number 5, Texas, and Quinn Ewers is slinging it. Gunnar Helm here, 22 yards. 2 early TD passes for Ewers. Horns up 14-0 on the Gators. End of 1 in Austin.
Appreciate the update. Texas looking good. We got a 2-point advantage for Minnesota as we begin the second quarter. Jack Collinsworth, Michael Robinson, Caroline Pineda on the sideline. And Kaliak-Manis, what he's done so far, 5 of 7 in the touchdown. He's just felt in control to start this game, which is what they've been looking for out of their quarterback.
Absolutely. You see him calm and composed again, going up against his former team. I think emotions will get to him.
And he stays in control. Dymere Miller with the grab and moving the sticks on Gooseby.
There's that kid, Dymere Miller again. Probably the favorite target of Ethan Kaliak-Manis. Again, free release, right? That means there's nobody on the defense creating resistance for Dymere to get into his route. Dymere does a good job being quarterback friendly to his quarterback, getting a big time completion. See, you see Rutgers look to the sideline to get their adjustments. You'll see Minnesota huddle up. Just 2 different ways to get their offense going.
Benjamin with the carry, and Benjamin
good cut.
With a good cut and a pickup of 6. Now he can play the rest of the year and still preserve his red shirts. That's why you see Ja'Shawn Benjamin can play 4 regular season games plus the bowl game, so we're in that territory now.
Absolutely. You see Ja'Shawn right there. Good job using his eyes again, following Holland Pierce. If you're a runner, especially a running back, getting some of your first carries this season, you're better off following Big 72 right there and finding your way.
Kaliak-Manis with a pump fake. Now he has to get away, and he's able to flip the football to Benjamin, and Benjamin just got back to that line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 upcoming for Rutgers.
Yeah, a little pressure right there by Anthony Smith, number 0. 6'6", 290-pound defensive tackle. Like we got somebody down, too.
Yeah, player down is Aiden Gooseby. And he is down at the opposite 25. Check on Gooseby and be back.
Number 7 on the defense is the injured player. Immediate timeout.
You won't remember my name. This is the last time you will see me at the top. I want to carry on, but not today. This is the point I give up. But not today. I want to carry on. You will see me at the top. This is the last time you won't remember my name.
Man, that sandwich looks lonely, and that's sad. So let Jimmy John's fix that by adding free chips and a free drink. Turn an 8-inch sandwich or wrap into a combo for free after 2 p.m. only at Jimmy John's.
Today, let's paint with Behr, America's most trusted paint brand.
Wait, we don't have Behr.
Well, with Behr, you can paint a whole room for under $100. How much did you spend?
More?
I thought you said you researched this.
Don't overpay for your next project. Get Behr quality at an everyday low price. Only at the Home Depot.
The birthplace of college football. You love history, man.
I know. I saw that. Was the score 6-4? It looked like that's what I read. You know, Jack, I played in a game that was scored 6-4.
Did you? Did you win?
We lost.
It's even worse.
Yeah. Iowa took a safety just so that we couldn't score. I was so upset.
1 for 3 on 3rd down. Kaliak Manis make that 2 for 4. Complete, a big hit put on, but able to hang on to that football is Dymere Miller. And Miller off to a good start.
Yeah, if I'm the Minnesota Golden Gophers defense, find Dymere Miller anytime there's a big-time passing situation. Kaliak Manis looks very comfortable with him. And like I've been saying all game, the guy comes out his breaks very, very quarterback friendly.
6 straight completions for Kaliak Manis. Fake it, holding on to the football as long as he can. He is hit. And that's Maverick Baranowski, who shot into the backfield and delivered the shot. Kaliak Manis wise just to throw it into the ground.
And he almost got the completion. He almost stood in there and made the completion to Dymere Miller again. But you talk about Maverick Baranowski. Football name, guy always has juice, always has energy. It's a good rush right there.
We'll show you exactly what happened to Aiden Gooseby, who was grabbing at the back of his leg and got help over to the Minnesota sideline just moments ago. 2nd and 10. Kaliak Manis, clean drop. Logan Blake for a pickup of just 1. And here's what happened to Aiden Gooseby. He was tracking a deep route, trying to turn the Jets on, number 7 at the top of your screen, and watch where his right hand goes.
Yeah, right there. Looks like right leg, could be in the hamstring area right there. But this Minnesota program is starting to be known for his great safety play. Aiden Gooseby, 401 snaps this season. You got Corey Perch, who leads the team with 5 interceptions. They lost Tyler Nubin to the draft in the Giants last year. Antoine Winfield Jr. is one of the highest paid safeties in all of pro football. I'm sure they have depth at the safety position.
Minnesota showed pressure, dropped out of it. Kaliak Manis with a great throw down the sideline to KJ Duff. Had to fit it in over the coverage and did so beautifully to his tall and long wide receiver for a pickup of 17.
Great job by Ethan Kaliak Manis right here, throwing the ball high enough so that your 6'6" KJ Duff can go make the play, and the defender couldn't.
And Kaliak Manis slings it back in the direction of KJ Duff. And they were excited about this receiver room, saying maybe not ready right now. They look ready on this drive. KJ Duff, the true freshman, Ian Strong, the true sophomore. They were high school teammates at St. Anthony's. That high school quarterback hit the jackpot.
I was about to say, who was their quarterback? Oh, my goodness. Big, tall guys on the outside, and they're physical at the point of attack as well.
Kaliak Manis riding that handoff, holding it as long as he could before he eventually hands the ball to Raymond, and Raymond is going to gain that first down based on the spot he does, and the sticks will move. Baranowski made the tackle.
Yeah, as you guys can see, the long mesh right here. And again, Ethan Kaliak Manis is doing this to freeze the defense and also to show the defense what an RPO could look like, right? To just show them the run, and then later on, you get information to get your pass plays behind them.
Kaliak Manis keeps it to pass, looking end zone and caught for the touchdown. Dymere Miller, one on the route and gets the score. Rutgers takes the lead. 18-yard strike.
Wow. Great ball handling by Ethan Kaliakmanis. A great route by Damian Miller. We've been talking about it all first half. This kid understands how to separate. The play before, you saw the long mesh. It's not by mistake that the next play is a play-action pass crosser route. See Damir running through multiple zones, getting in the end zone, touchdown.
This is the best game I've seen Kaliakmanis play since I don't know when. But it's been a while. 10 plays, 75 yards, over 5 minutes off the clock. And Kaliakmanis 7 of 8 for 66 yards and the touchdown to go along with it. Jay Patel on for the extra point. And we have got a fun game here. Rutgers looking for wins, trying to get themselves into a bowl game, and Kaliakmanis is putting on a show for the home fans.
The $7 Lux Cravings box has the Gordita Supreme? What is this, the 90s?
See that? You see that movie? Oh my goodness, man.
Take it with you, man.
Yeah,
like
Wicked Witch of the West, you know, kind of showing her story.
So Kaliakmanis taking on Minnesota. You could feel that this game was personal when we met with them this week. Didn't want to say too much, but it has felt that way so far. Let's check in with the studio.
Georgia Tech home against number 4 Miami. Haynes King to Malik Rutherford capping an impressive 17-play, nearly 11-minute drive. 14-10 Yellow Jackets early second.
So Georgia Tech with a little answer there. That game's getting good. 14-9 now, and it was interesting. Kirk Soraka was saying, Kaliakmanis, you see it, you know where to go. You're a smart kid. Just start to trust it, and that's what we've seen so far today.
You cannot overestimate the power of disrespect, and I think Ethan Kaliakmanis felt he was disrespected at Minnesota. He's come out playing very well.
Fake it to Taylor, set up the screen. It's Jamison Gears, the tight end, that grabbed it. He had that touchdown last week against Illinois, and this time a pickup of 1.
That's a good play right there by Jabome, the linebacker for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Again, playing the run, and then when he finds out it's a pass, locating the screener right there and making a great tackle. This kid's a physical specimen. He looks good in his pads, 6'2", 6'3", 240 pounds, Jack, and can run.
On 2nd and 9, Brosmer complete to a man who just always seems to be open, especially as of late, and that is Elijah Spencer. And he made some tough catches a week ago going over the middle as well, and he had earned the respect of his offensive coaches doing that.
Absolutely, and again, offense coordinator Greg Harbaugh, he said, we don't have receivers that are scared to go across them. And I'm not saying that, but I will say this. Elijah has all the confidence catching the football across the middle, and it does take a different personality to go across the middle and take those shots.
Heavy formation for Minnesota, and they're going to push their quarterback right in the backside across that line to gain, and Brosmer picks up that first down.
Yeah, good push right there by center Greg Johnson, Ashton Beers, Quinn Carroll right there just in the middle of that offensive line. You talk about Greg Johnson. Over the last couple of weeks, the coaches have said he has had some of his best plays as a Minnesota Golden Gopher. 6'6", 320 pounds, the leader of this offensive line.
Man in motion is Christian Driver. Brosmer on the roll, and Brosmer throws it away.
It's good defense right there by Rutgers again. Keeping your eyes on your luggage, Jack. That's what we say in the locker room. Keep your eyes on your luggage as a defensive back. As the quarterback starts to break the pocket, that's when you plaster to the guys that you're covering to make sure a talented quarterback like Max Brosmer doesn't have an outlet to throw the football.
Darius Taylor checks back in before a 2nd and 10. Give it to him. Taylor up the middle, and Taylor plows his way forward for a pickup of 4. It'll be 3rd and mid-range. Call it a 3rd and 6 upcoming for Brosmer.
Yeah, I've been waiting for Greg Harbaugh, the OC, to put Darius Taylor on the outside, extend him from the formation. The kid has wide receiver background in high school, played wide receiver up until his junior year, then head coach has switched him to running back. See Goolsby right there, still banged up.
Minnesota 3 for 4 on 3rd down thus far. Brosmer, pressure in his face, and he fires across the middle, looking for his tight end, and Jamison Gears unable to connect, and the punt group trots out for the Golden Gophers.
Rutgers, they're not necessarily sacking Max Brosmer right now, but what they're doing is they're doing a good job just putting bodies around him. You see right there, his arm kind of got nicked. But when a quarterback, especially a pocket passer quarterback, and he has a bunch of bodies around him, you can affect his accuracy, and you can affect how he sees the field.
What the first punt for either team. It is a low punt that has no rotation on it, and it is a beauty. What a punt it was. Mark Crawford out of St. Perth, Australia, doing a job and doing so wonderfully. 61-yard punt.
Presents a quarterback-friendly target, meaning when the quarterback is throwing the football, you see his number without the name. That means you don't see the back of his jersey, you see the front. So he does a good job of being quarterback-friendly. And if you don't put hands on him at the line of scrimmage, he'll run through many zones and he'll catch the football like you see right here on this dynamic touchdown. But Jack, when you got big guys on the outside, like a KJ Duff and an Ian Strong, you have to double one of those guys. You put speed in the slot. Damian Miller, he's going to get work all day.
Trying to just get out of the shadow of their own goal post. It's Benjamin who gets maybe a couple. Let's check in with Caroline.
Well, after Damian Miller entered the transfer portal out of Monmouth, he landed on Rutgers in large part because of its proximity to family. He grew up about an hour and a half away in Coatesville, Pennsylvania, and estimates he has 40 family members in attendance for every home game. That last touchdown he scored right in front of the section where they always sit. He told me he knows exactly where to find them and loves to spot them in the crowds during games.
That's so awesome. Jack, that is so awesome. I understand it.
Goal remain 2nd down.
So awesome right there. I understand when you score touchdowns, you do great things. You look up in the stands and you see your family members. It's not a better feeling in the world.
And for Miller, 2+ touchdowns for the first time this season. Done it in the first half, the 5th game of his career with multi-touchdown performance. And now Rutgers is backed up inside of their own 5. 2nd 11. Kaliak Manis drops the pass. He's looking deep down the field, and this pass is caught on the run. His big, tall wide receiver and KJ Duff. Make it Ian Strong. It's Ian Strong who comes down with it, and he was working on the best corner on the outside for the Golden Gophers. That's Wall-E. It just beat him.
Yes, he did. Ian Strong, 6'3", 211, 212 pounds. This is just a straight 9-route, go route as he muscles past Justin Wiley right there. Ethan does a good job just putting the ball where his guy can go get it, putting enough arc on it where Ian could adjust. That's a big-time catch.
Kaliak Manis on the ball, snaps quickly and hands off for a gain of just 1. That's Antoine Raymond. So it's been these young guys on the outside. KJ Duff going up to get it. And then Ian Strong, his high school teammate, making a play of his own.
These are big guys. You talk about KJ Duff, he's 6'6", Ian Strong, 6'3". And when you have size like that on the outside and you complete the bigger pass plays down the football field, the defense has to adjust. The defense has to put an extra guy or an extra defender on those guys on the outside, and it opens up space in the middle of this defense.
The 65-yard pass from Kaliak Manis, the longest of his career. Now Kaliak Manis looking for more, and this one came off a little high as Dymere Miller came out of his break, and he was open.
Yeah, he was open. Ball a little bit high, but you look at in the backfield, Jay-Sean Benjamin doing a good job protecting his quarterback. You see Minnesota now that Rutgers has driven this football, and now they're starting to get toward the red zone. You're starting to see the defense starting to heat up, starting to send extra blitzers to kind of get Kaliak Manis out of this hot streak he's on, because he's balling.
On 3rd and 9, Kaliak Manis throws one up down the sideline, and it is broken up. A flag comes down on top of it. Ian Strong, the intended target, and he had contact as he tried to go make the play.
Zaquan Bryan right there.
Pass interference. Defense, number 4. 15-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Automatic. First down.
Jack, that's why you throw it up. When you have bigger guys like that, you look at the defensive backs for Minnesota, 5'10", 5'11", 5'9", smaller guys. You throw it up to a 6'3", 6'4" guy, and you give your guy a chance. You see Ian Strong almost pull that in with one hand.
Kaliak Manis gives. It's Benjamin. And Benjamin goes up the middle for a short gain. And remember, they're without Gooseby, their safety. And for more on him, let's go down to Caroline.
Yeah, they are, Jack. He spent more than 10 minutes in the tent with multiple members of the athletic training staff who iced it. He's sitting on the bench, doesn't look to be coming back in anytime soon.
Caroline, thank you. And that's Benjamin with the grab, working on Ethan Robinson. And it's going to be a 3rd down and 4 upcoming.
Yeah, this Minnesota defense, they're gonna hurt without Aiden Gooseby. Again, 401 snaps coming into this game. A lot of impact plays from that guy right there, but they do have the depth. They do have Coleman Bryson, number 16, Kerry Brown, who just made a big-time tackle, Corey Perch, the young freshman who has all those interceptions.
Kaliak Manis on the roll. Eyes looking towards the end zone. Throws a dangerous pass.
That's the mistake.
That was intercepted inbounds. It's Ethan Robinson. So trying to pick on Robinson, but Kaliak Manis held on to that football for a long time and paid for it.
Yes, he did. Looked like he was trying to get the ball to Dymere Miller. See KJ Duff coming back right there. And Ethan says, nuh-uh, no touchdown on my watch. Minnesota's up next. We'll be back.
Some days you can feel like a spectator in your own life.
Right there, and Ethan Robinson does a good job. Look at it. He's inbounds with a little space right there. I see it. Gets the interception and parties with his teammates. Transfer out of Bucknell. Coach P.J. Fleck told us this week it took him a while early in the season to kind of get acclimated with the FBS practices and how they do things, but the kid is technically sound, has all the tools in his tool bag.
So 21 turnovers now for Minnesota defensively. They've been one of the best, one of the very best in the country at that. Here is Christian Driver with the grab and with the minimal gain.
Yeah, Christian Driver, transferred out of Penn State, son of Donald Driver, used to play for the Green Bay Packers. Good
what a
pedigree.
great player he was.
Yeah, great pedigree right there. They like to get this kid the ball in space. Let's see if this was a face mask. A little bit.
I'd say.
By Flip Dixon, former Minnesota Golden Gopher himself. Now with Rutgers.
Now 2nd and 6, Darius Taylor. And as the run, and Taylor releases out into the flat, and he is sacked. Brosmer didn't see the pressure coming in time. Keontae Hamilton and company into the backfield and drop Max Brosmer.
Keontae, yes, there he is right there. He is the best defensive lineman for Rutgers right now. Look at the hand play right there. Former wrestler, the inside out, the Reggie White move right there. Just get out of the club, Ashton Beers. Then he does a good job getting to Max Brosmer and actually bringing the quarterback down.
To the 2-minute timeout, and Keontae Hamilton has lit this building up. The Rutgers fans getting into it, 14-9.
Gentlemen.
Peacock, we have a 3rd and 14 after the first sack by either team was logged by Keontae Hamilton. Brosmer, buying time. Brosmer fires, has a completion, and has that first down. What a throw it was. Nick Callerup, his tight end, is at the right spot at the right time and moving the chains.
Great job by Nick Callerup right there, just being quiet at the top of his route, just sitting there creating a void for Max Brosmer to fire that football in there. It's a good job by this Minnesota offense, protecting Brosmer, giving him time to find a receiver downfield.
Back to the air. Brosmer, another completion. Elijah Spencer, and Spencer takes it out across midfield. So when Brosmer starts to get on a roll, this is what it can look like. Pickup of 19.
Yeah, again, he can hit any place on the football field. Tremendous arm talent. See, just a flood the zone concept. You see, you have a clear route on the outside, a corner route by Elijah Spencer, and another route coming to the vision of Max Brosmer. Great route concept.
Brosmer, clean drop, firing down the sideline, and this is broken up. A beautiful play made defensively by Longerbeam. Robert Longerbeam. Intended target was Brockington, and can't find him.
It's a good play by Robert Longerbeam right here out of Alexandria, Virginia. A little banged up this season. They didn't know how many snaps he was going to get today, but doing a good job of staying in phase with the receiver, getting his body into the receiver, and then playing the football. That's a good job.
They call Longerbeam their best cover guy. NFL potential lived up to it on that one.
Absolutely.
2nd and 10. Brosmer has to get rid of the football quickly and does, and he's going to set up a 3rd and about 5, maybe 4 upcoming as Daniel Jackson cuts into the yardage that they needed.
Yeah, and Daniel Jackson, a lot of people are used to this guy being the explosive catcher of the football downfield, but Daniel Jackson, man, he has all of the routes. He can run the entire route tree. You see him right there, just find space, get open, running out, and do the most important thing, get out of bounds, save your timeouts.
So it'll be a 3rd and 4. Bring Jackson out of the backfield. Brosmer looking towards Jackson, down the sideline, and just a little too far as Daniel Jackson tried to extend and can't come up with the football. They had him down that sideline.
Yeah, they did. They lined him up in the backfield to kind of throw off the coverage. You see number 3, Bo Masco, who we knew were going to be matched up with Daniel Jackson most of the game. But again, you start him in the backfield, then you put him into the slot to force the defense to adjust and communicate. Ball just thrown a little bit too far right there for Daniel.
So as Minnesota is really starting to move the football, things stall inside Rutgers territory, and Kaliak Manis going to get an opportunity before halftime. Christian Drimmel back deep to receive, and this is a high punt with a perfect roll. Do they get the feet and bounds to stop it at the 1? They say yes, sir. Mark Crawford has been masterful in the punt game, and that one for 41.
Well, I think they just now changed it to a touchback.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's standing in the end zone. Not like the NFL. Just a little bit off right there.
Zaquan Bryan's got to figure out where his heels are, man.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a punt now.
It was a big time punt.
Reggie, walk us through this one.
So what we're looking for here is whether the ball, untouched by the receiving team, makes it into the end zone. Here we can see it is touched at about the half-yard line. And from that point, they're going to determine if he possesses the ball. If it's ruled that he possesses it, then it should be dead short of the goal line. If he did not possess it, then touchback is the proper ruling.
You're the man, Reggie. Appreciate you coming in, clearing everything up. And
so it's about possession, not just touching. And yeah, he gets possession and he's standing in the end zone.
His momentum just kept carrying him.
Yeah.
Did you ever chase down punts like that?
I did. I was the personal protector, so I was usually not the first one down. I had to deal with some stuff in the punt. See PJ right there. He's a little upset about it. But yeah, I've done that before. And you just have to have the wherewithal of where you're at on the field.
And you got the Xfinity halftime report coming up. Ohio State, Miami, Texas. We've already shown you some of that action from all of those games. So sizing up the Big Ten race as well. Number 6, Penn State. Number 10, Notre Dame. Those games are coming up in prime time, so they will set that up as well in the Xfinity halftime report as the officials are taking a look. They could have just checked in with Reggie, who already did that work.
You see Washington coming into Penn State tonight, too, for the whiteout. On Peacock, man, it should be awesome. Can't wait to see how they respond after a big loss to Ohio State last week. Washington is a good team. They're going to be in the right spot. Very well coached up. We saw Miami give up, start losing a little bit to Georgia Tech, but Miami has Cam Ward, Heisman finalist. So lots going on in the world of college football.
Oh, yeah. It was really interesting talking to PJ Fleck as well about his relationship. We'll get right back to that.
Ruined on the field of a touchback stands 1st and 10. Rutgers from the 20-yard line.
But his relationship with Greg Schiano, and what he was saying is it's like a big brother relationship. We got very different personalities, and he made sure that he made that point. We got very different personalities, but there's a respect factor there. And Schiano said, when Fleck was working for him on his staff as a receiver coach, he knew all along that he would go on to be a head coach.
Absolutely.
And he has.
Yeah, he knew all along. And Coach Schiano told us a story about a day PJ wasn't at practice for the Tampa Bay Bucks, and Schiano knew his practice was messed up. It was because PJ's energy wasn't there.
That's right. Kaliak-Manis tries to keep it himself, and he is stopped up by Cody Lindenberg. And there goes that clock winding under 40 seconds, and Rutgers appears content to let it do just that.
Yeah, Rutgers up by 5 points right now. I think they're content with going into the locker room with the lead. They're still on the ball right now. Maybe they'll get a play off.
Now Kaliak-Manis to the air, and this is incomplete. Looking for Ian Strong, and a little behind him. So at Rutgers, PJ Fleck and Greg Schiano.
PJ had hair. Oh, my goodness.
PJ, the wide receiver coach, and then he would go down there to Tampa Bay with them for a short period of time. But pregame, both these coaches, I don't think they text or call each other every week, but the respect factor and the time they spent together, it was fun listening, especially Coach Schiano reminisce on some of those days.
Absolutely.
And this could take us into the half.
This Rutgers team has come out fired up. I think they've responded in this first half to the challenge.
So Rutgers 4-0 record when leading at halftime. Kaliak-Manis 14 of 20, 216, a couple of touchdowns. Got a little greedy on one in particular that turned into an interception. So we've seen the good, really more good than bad, but absolutely. One interception for Kaliak-Manis as well.
And he's handled his nerves.
Sure has. Let's send it down to Caroline with PJ Fleck.
Coach, an interception for your defense toward the end of the first half. How do you build on that in the second?
We just got to quit giving up the explosive plays. They're throwing the ball up for grabs, and their wideouts are making more plays than we are at the defensive back position. We just got to get some of the runs on the ground a little sooner.
What offensive adjustments do you want to make?
Well, we just got to make the available throw right now and make the completion. I mean, we're about that close, but that close in football is a long way away.
Coach, thank you. Jack?
Caroline coach, thank you so much. PJ Fleck, he wears a tie so we don't have to. Always good to see him though, coaching and trying to get his team back in the win column. They're on a win streak. We'll send it in for the Xfinity halftime report, get you set up for a good second. Get more with Geico. So the big question was, without Kyle Manungai, where would Rutgers turn for offense? How about Ethan Kaliak-Manis? He's hit Miller, 5 catches for 58 and a couple of touchdowns. Duff, 3 for 65, and Strong, the 1 grab for 65 yards, the longest of Kaliak-Manis' career. So that's what the numbers look like. Really, the one blemish is the turnover, and Kaliak-Manis got a little greedy and paid for it.
Yeah, got a little greedy, but honestly, Jack, the difference in this game is the explosive pass plays that Rutgers have been making on the outside. The Minnesota defense has to do a great job defensive back-wise, making a play on the football when the ball is in the air. I know there's some big wide receivers on the outside for Rutgers, KJ Duff and those guys 6'6 plus. But if Minnesota wants to stay in this game, they're going to have to do a better job making a play on the ball while it's in the air.
Jack Scullion sent it deep, and Coy Parrish with an opportunity. And Parrish with a nice cut as he crosses the 20, and we send it down to Caroline.
Well, Rutgers head coach Greg Schiano told us yesterday that his quarterback, Ethan Kaliak-Manis, was growing more comfortable in this offense every week, but they needed him to take care of the ball. He told me after that interception in the first half, he did not have a message for Kaliak-Manis. He said he's doing a great job. He's running the offense exactly the way we've asked him to.
Yeah, if you do enough good, Caroline, sometimes you get away with a little mistake along the way. It's 14-9, and Rutgers has been very good when taking a lead into the half. See if they can get themselves out of this rut as Minnesota trying to keep this win streak alive. 4 games it is thus far. Start with the air, outside, complete to Daniel Jackson with a pickup of 6.
Yeah, that's Daniel Jackson again, the #1 receiver for this Minnesota offense. But again, they're only down by 5. I'm interested to see the play calling here on this first drive coming out of halftime. They don't have to throw the ball deep. They can still stay in their run game. They can still give the football to Darius Taylor.
And Darius Taylor yet to really get going. See if that becomes an emphasis for PJ Fleck. This is Taylor, and Taylor is swallowed up again by the teeth. The middle of that defense. A couple of guys were there to meet him. Powell as well as Malcolm Ray.
Yeah, Malcolm Ray was there on that one. A little bit of a slow developing type of a run game for Minnesota right now. See, Darius looks like he has a little bit of a limp coming off the field. Cannot lose that guy. He means way too much to this offense.
Marcus Major checks in for him at running back on a 3rd and 3. Roseman gives. This is Major, and Major takes a major hit right at the line to gain. He's going to pick up that first down based on the spot. That was Tyreen Powell who showed up with the boom.
What a collision. Tyreen Powell right here fighting off a blocker and just laying the lumber right there on Marcus Major. Marcus Major doing a good job of being fast in the hole, putting his foot in the ground and getting the tough yards.
Ruling on the field was a first down. The previous play is under further review.
Okay, so they will review that spot. The hit from Tyreen Powell made things interesting. And we will take one more look down the line.
Let's see where he fell and where the ball hit and where the ball was when he actually was down. See when he put his foot in the ground, boom, there's the hit, ball's down. Can't really see where the line is right there. Let's see on this angle. If you're going by the yellow line, it looks like a first down to me. Or at least there was nothing to overturn the spot.
I'm with you. Nobody had a better look than the referee. Nobody in his line of sight. Reggie, how did you see this one?
I see it the exact same way Mike Robb saw it. You know, the ball appears to reach the line to gain. However, we really just can't see the ball from that down the line view. So based on the ruling on the field being a first down, I do not see enough to change it. This should stand.
Reggie, thank you very much.
Reggie's awesome. You do know that, right? Like, he sounds like he's just chilling. I love it. Shout out, Reg.
Like the decision there to run it. Third down opportunity, especially with your star Darius Taylor out of the game. Worked out.
You know I played running back in the NFL, Jack, so I'm okay with giving the football to a runner in critical situations. You know, this is the return of the back, man. Okay, this is the year for the running back.
The first down is confirmed. Also, there is no targeting foul. 1st and 10.
No targeting foul, just a perfect hit by Tyreen Powell, but their touchdown also came on a 3rd and long when they just gave the ball to Darius Taylor, put 2 tight ends in the game in front of them. So a couple of 3rd down conversions on the ground for Minnesota.
And again, if you know a PJ Fleck coach team as well as a Greg Schiano coach team, they both want to run the football, control the line of scrimmage. It's just that Minnesota got them a quarterback now too.
Here is that quarterback, Brosmer. Flag comes down. He's shooting this ball deep down the field, looking for Elijah Spencer. We will await the call. That's Flip Dixon, who is there in coverage, the Minnesota transfer.
Personal foul. Defense number 71, hands to the face, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Yeah, that's defensive end Aaron Lewis right there. One of the fun personalities of this Rutgers team. Just getting a little too handsy right there, hands to the face. One of 42 players in program history with 50-plus games under his belt. You see him right there. Just on the edge right there. Putting hands to the face, can't do it.
It's the 3rd Rutgers penalty for 33 yards. Now just shy of the 50. And this is Taylor, and Taylor has no room to operate. He's dropped in the backfield by a couple of defenders. Igbinosun had some friends there to make the stop.
That was a big-time play by Igbinosun, the younger brother of Davison Igbinosun out there in Ohio State, the starting cornerback. But again, he's sometimes the star, most of the time the star, right? The nickel player has to be hybrid. He has to go from being able to cover and being able to tackle. You saw him put on his big boy pads right there and make the tackle.
On 2nd and long, Brosmer outside. Daniel Jackson, coverage was sticky, but Jackson with enough room, and he is going to take it inside the 50 and set up a 3rd down and doable for Minnesota.
Well, what a great insurance policy to have when you have a guy like Daniel Jackson. You see him going up against press coverage right here with Longerbeam, who's a good corner, snags the ball out of the air. But what you start to notice is every time Daniel Jackson is on the backside of a 3-by-1 formation, like 3 receivers to one side, but he's on the single receiver side. If he's one-on-one, Max Brosmer, he's going to throw it to him 100 out of 100 times.
Marcus Major in at tailback on a 3rd and 4. Brosmer pressured. Brosmer delivers. Elijah Spencer, mentioned earlier, he is earning respect over the middle. If you watched that game against Illinois a week ago, you know why he's earning that respect, and Spencer comes up with another.
Sure hands going across the middle. You can see Spencer here, but here's the safety that blitzes. Max knows now he has space because that safety comes off the weak side. And again, Elijah done a great job getting inside, providing a target for his quarterback, snagging the football in midair.
Darius Taylor checks back in. He tries the left side of that offensive line. And now just 28 carries on 8 rushes for Taylor, and 18 of those came on his touchdown run. That was on 3rd long.
Yeah, Jabomi right there with a big-time play. Linebacker, 28 right there for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Just really doesn't seem like Darius is himself today. It seems like, don't know if he's dealing with some injuries or anything, but not running through the line of scrimmage like we're used to seeing.
Rosemer scans, finds his tight end. This is Jamison Gears, and Gears moves ahead for that first down. Tyreen Powell got him on the ground, but not before the chains will move.
Yeah, good little play design right there by Greg Harbaugh. Again, you're going to get the back flare with another receiver going downfield, and this is just a little pop pass by the tight end, finding some space in his defense.
Quickly up on the ball and back to his tight end. And Gears, that's Flip Dixon, we had to chase him to the sideline.
Yeah, Gears thought Flip was going to go low on him. He jumped. I know tight ends get caught in no man's land sometimes. They're used to defenders hitting them low. You see Gears right there try to make the jump. Flip's like, nah, bruh, not on me.
Second red zone trip for Minnesota, 1-for-1 thus far with the touchdown. Rosemer on the roll, complete. It's Major and Major all by himself in for the touchdown. Both these running backs, excellent receivers, and Major was all alone.
Good play design by Greg Harbaugh right there. Anytime the quarterback shows ball to the back goes the same way. Oftentimes there is a rollout pass to the back on that play. Marcus Majors getting into the zone. Rutgers coverage looked lost in man coverage right there. Touchdown.
And Kesich, a cleaner operation. The kick was still drifting right, but able to sneak it through as Minnesota retakes the lead. It's been a fun game. Back and forth, plenty of offense on either side. Rosemer with the roll, and Marcus Major with the easy touchdown.
At U.S. Bank, when we say we're in it with you, we mean it. Not just for the good stuff.
With my friends in the NFL.
All right, I'll pick the Lions. Got to pick it tomorrow anyways. Why not?
Absolutely.
Minnesota send it deep, and a fair catch called for, as Rutgers tends to do by Christian Dribble. The day of Ethan Kaliak-Manis thus far.
Yeah, and it's the vertical passing game from Ethan Kaliak-Manis, throwing to these big receivers. You see KJ Duck right there. He's 6'6", guys. He's really that tall. And then also the RPO game. Kaliak-Manis has done a great job with his ball handling. You see right there, after the fake drops, an absolute dime. And one other thing the RPO and the ball fakes does, it adds extra protection because the pass rushers have to play the run, then they have to readjust to play the pass. You see a big throw to Ian Strong right there. Vertical passing game of Rutgers has created space and made Minnesota second guess everything.
Kaliak-Manis hands it off. It's Antoine Raymond. Shot through a gap and runs into the arm of Parrish. But a big game to start this drive for Rutgers.
Antoine Raymond. And this kid puts his foot in the ground and he knows exactly where he's going. Very quick in the hole, good contact balance, and good feet. First down, young man.
Saw the numbers of Raymond thus far as he's stepping in from the none guy. The star running back for Rutgers out today after a hit that he took against USC. And Raymond moving forward once more for a pickup of 3, maybe 4. Let's check in with Caroline.
Well, Jack, that Minnesota touchdown sent some energy back into their bench, with defensive players bringing a lot of it. Jalen Logan-Redding said heck of a job to the offense, going up and down and high-fiving all of the members of it. And Maverick Baranowski looked at them and said, "We've got you guys now."
Caroline. Very interesting. Keep us up to date. What's happening down there on those sidelines as well. Minnesota now with the 2-point lead. It's just been back and forth. Plenty of offense. Quarterbacks having a good day as Kaliak Manis tries to keep that alive. Miller had some room and couldn't get him the ball.
No, couldn't get him the ball right there. Big blitz by this Corey Heatherman defense right there. You saw Justin Wiley get in the mix right there on a little bit of a corner blitz. Josh Joyner back there as well.
Player, 85.
Again, we saw Justin Wiley, who PJ Fleck says is a shutdown corner for this Minnesota defense. They're getting him involved in the blitz game right now. See Logan Blake a little shaken up. First game starting, sophomore. Hope he's okay.
Everybody clap your hands.
Definitely gonna need him. But getting bodies around Ethan Kaliak Manis looks to seem to be the game plan for this Corey Heatherman defense. Last play sent some extra defenders to blitz, muddying the waters for Kaliak Manis.
Rutgers 3 for 7 on third down. Yeah, 3rd and 6. Minnesota showing pressure. Drop back out of it. Kaliak Manis sees it, fires, and Dymere Miller had his hands all over the football and dropped it.
Yeah, that ball was a little bit of a heater, though, coming out of Kaliak Manis' hands. But again, he had to get the ball out. Defensive coordinator for Minnesota, Corey Heatherman, sending the pressure again. There was just nowhere to throw the football for Kaliak Manis.
Just one completion the last 6 passes for Kaliak Manis. Punt group comes on. Jacob Anderson on to boot it away. A low punt with some backspin on it that's going to settle inside the 10 as it has some good roll for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. And it's going to set up their defense beautifully. A 47-yard punt. And we'll see Minnesota next.
Everywhere but the seat. The seat is leather.
Alan, we get it. You love your bike. We do too. That's why we're America's #1 motorcycle insurer. But do you have to wedge it?
Right call for your home and car insurance.
I got Progressive, man. It's pretty cool.
Good to
They
know.
do a good job, man. Yeah, man, I can't lie. They do a good job.
Max Brosmer, 6 for 6 on that prior drive, 59 yards in the touchdown. He was on fire. See if he can keep it rolling inside his own 10. Here is Major, and Major, who had the touchdown grab, is moving forward, this time in the ground game.
You talk about Max Brosmer last drive. He was 6 for 6 for 59 yards. But again, as you can see, he's moving the defense with his eyes, right? And then making accurate passes, moving this Minnesota offense down the football field. And he finished it off with a dime to his running back. We knew the running backs would be more involved in the passing game. Marcus Major gets in for the touchdown. PJ Fleck told us this week, now, guys, we can throw to run. It seems like they did that last drive.
And Brosmer has another completion to his running back, and Taylor, a penalty marker, comes out. That was behind the Rutgers secondary where it flew. But finally saw Darius Taylor get involved in the pass game, something we expected to see a lot of coming in.
Yeah, just a little H-post. Thought they would do more of that earlier.
Holding. Defense. Number 7. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
On longer beam right there. Just a little too handsy. Trying to defend a Minnesota receiver. Longer beam, a long corner. Use that length to keep up with receivers.
On first down, Brosmer. Clean drop, and he just gets that football out of his hands. Sailed on him a little bit, looking for Daniel Jackson.
Yeah, that ball was just a little bit too high right there. Max knows he wants that pass back. He had Daniel Jackson open, little stop route, little non-stop route on the outside. Got to hit those passes if you want to be a good offense. Eric Rogers right there on the coverage, a little banged up coming in today, but he's played well. Did some cornerback blitzing and also a couple of PBUs in the first half.
Darius Taylor across the formation. Taylor with the football. Taylor met and dropped in the backfield. Flashing through and getting another hit on him is Jordan Thompson. Every time Taylor has touched the ball in the ground game, there is Rutgers defenders in his face quickly.
Yeah, you got Jordan Thompson right there. He does a really, really tremendous job of staying in line with the offensive line. See, that wham back block missed him, and so he was unblocked, made a very disruptive tackle in the backfield. 4 TFLs on the season coming into this game. Guys, a Rutgers guy through and through. Both parents went to Rutgers, Jack.
Sure did.
Straight ball.
Massive defensive possession here for Rutgers. Can they get off the field? Rosemer looking deep, put some air up underneath that football, and it is incomplete. An opportunity for Daniel Jackson, can't come up with the football. Bo Masco in coverage and doing a heck of a job.
There's that play again where we saw where Daniel Jackson lines up in the backfield. They motion him to the slot to get him a slot fade. You get him in the slot to run the fade so he has more space for the quarterback to throw the ball. That's a big-time play by Bo Masco right there. He actually got his hand in there to break up the play. Usually Daniel Jackson is used to completing that pass.
Penalty marker right as the football was snapped. Christian Dremel steps underneath of it and calls for the fair catch.
See what this penalty is.
Offside defense, number 81, penalties declined. There was no running into the kicker because the player was blocked into the kicker. First down.
Penalty right there on the alignment.
Timeout on the field.
Wide receiver Ben Black.
We'll take a break. 16-14 game in New Jersey.
It's important to be at an HBCU because you get to connect with people you know. It means the world to me. I try to be a leader on.
Is spectacular in Minnesota as well. The Navy All-American Bowl is back January 11th on NBC and Peacock. The best starting field position for Rutgers today from their own 40. Kaliak Manis starts looking deep and sails this football out of bounds.
Yeah, you see Coy Parrish right there on the coverage. Does a good job pushing the receiver to the sideline.
And for more on Parrish, let's go down to Caroline.
Well, Jack, I asked linebacker Cody Lindenberg what he's seen in Parrish this season, and Lindenberg told me he has a swagger about him that is rare for a freshman. Lindenberg said he's just himself, which is easier said than done when you're that young, and it's infectious.
Yeah, Caroline, 5 interceptions is a heck of a lot for any player, but for a true freshman, what an introduction. Over the middle, and this pass is caught. Nice slant route run by Ian Strong. And Ian Strong is strong, working that slant.
Yeah, that was strong hands right there. Did you talk about Coy Parrish?
Inter-player offense.
Guys fearless in the return game.
9.
Had a big return against Michigan a few weeks ago. And he's very ball aware. You talk about those 5 interceptions. It's because he's always looking at the quarterback. He always sees the ball comes out of the quarterback's hands. You see what happened to Ian Strong right there. Looked like he had some issues coming off the line of scrimmage. Justin Wiley being very physical with him. But when you're that much smaller than such a big receiver, you have to play him that way. Looked like they're messing with his foot a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like Wally's weight landed right on the right foot of Strong. Check on Strong. Be right back.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, is now available with the all-new Big Smasher Burger, piled up high with nearly...
Georgia Tech, go!
Ow! Oh my goodness, I almost fell out my seat up here. See you, Georgia Tech.
And we are checking on Ian Strong over that break. He kind of got rolled up on. He was over there trying to get himself moving a little bit, kept his helmet on, and we will see if he comes back into the game. It's Ben Black wearing number 81 who checked in for him. Kaliakmanis, quick throw through the arms of his wide receiver and nearly intercepted. That's Ethan Robinson. Could have been his second pick of the day, and you see the frustration that he's having with himself.
Yeah, hit him right in the chest, Jack. Sometimes you just notice the difference between wide receivers and corners. One of them can catch and one of them can't. But you see Ethan Kaliakmanis right here throws another heater. Ball goes through his receiver's hands. Probably should have been picked off by Ethan Robinson.
Kaliakmanis drops the pass. He is hit, and that football comes out. Diving on top of it is his own offensive line, just trying to get there and do damage control. Anthony Smith, like a rocket, hit Kaliakmanis before he could get his thoughts straight. Loss of 13.
Anthony Smith just blows through this offensive line. There he is at the defensive end position. Takes an inside move on Holland Pierce and just splits the tackle and the guard and knocks the ball out of Ethan Kaliakmanis' hands. Rutgers is lucky to get back on that football. Good play by this Minnesota defense.
First sack for Minnesota. 3rd and 23. Kaliakmanis under pressure again, somehow escapes. And that pass is incomplete as Kaliakmanis is slowed back up to his feet. And he took some punishment on that drive. John Joyner as well as Jalen Logan Redding there to make his life miserable.
Yeah, Jalen Logan Redding, again, a disruptive defensive tackle. We see John Joyner closing the pocket from the outside. But this is a position that this Rutgers offense does not want to be in. 3rd and 23. This offense isn't built to pick up longer first downs like that.
Jacob Anderson on to punt in the pass rush of Minnesota. The story of that drive for Parrish. Calls for the fair catch and steps underneath of it just across the 25 at the 26. So familiar faces on both sides, and it's players, it's coaches. As you go through it, there's more than there is not. Kaliakmanis, Flip Dixon, the Rutgers safety with Minnesota. P.J. Fleck, Corey Heatherman, the assistant for Rutgers. Kirk Saraka, Rutgers offensive coordinator. He was with Minnesota. Defensive coordinator, Semiak, he was a Minnesota assistant. And so you had some downplaying, really, in particular on the Minnesota side. They didn't want to say too much. You're saying really
Jack,
every
keep
week
it real, man. It was way more than downplaying.
They were really downplaying.
They were really doing it.
But Coach Schiano, he stepped into it, and he talked about that relationship. And, you know, he said, for Kaliakmanis, it's just a matter of what motivates you, and the great ones always play with a little anger. He had no problem with them trying to harness some of that motivation as a run here gains a couple.
Yeah, Jack, you're absolutely right. Coach Schiano leaned right into it, and he said whatever motivates great players to be great, that's what he wants in his players' minds. And I think Ethan Kaliakmanis came out in this game, especially early, and he handled his emotions, he handled the environment. And now Rutgers is in this game. But on that last drive, they had an opportunity to stop the bleeding, so to speak. Now they give it back to Minnesota. This defense has to stop Minnesota on this drive to show Minnesota there for real.
Roseberg, clean drop. His tight end is wide open, and Jamison Gears. And Gears has been productive on the outside. Another first down, pick up a 21.
See, there's a lot of different ways how you manipulate a defense, Jack. There's not a lot of quarterbacks with just their eyes and shoulders and arm alone can manipulate a defense and get them to do what they want. Oftentimes, quarterbacks need play action or schemes.
And Brosmer back to his tight end for a short gain. It's Jabome who made the stop.
Yeah, you see Max Brosmer right now. He's in ultimate control right now. He's getting plays from the OC. Right now they're huddling, right? This is something that he wanted. When you look at Rutgers, when they don't huddle as much, they look to the sideline to get their adjustments. Again, Max Brosmer has everything at his disposal at the line of scrimmage.
He likes to huddle. He likes it empty, too. Brosmer reading the defense. Complete. Elijah Spencer. And Spencer is going to set up a 3rd and 5, maybe 6 yards upcoming after a gain of 5 on 2nd down.
Yeah, there's that linebacker, DJ Jabome again. 28 right in the middle of this Rutgers defense. That's an aggressive tackle right there. This young kid did a lot to get on this team. He's having a pretty good year.
6 of 10 thus far on 3rd down. 3 of 4 this half of Minnesota. Brosmer looking for his top target, and Daniel Jackson. It is broken up by Bo Masco. And defensive coordinator Harris Simiak was all fired up about that matchup for Bo Masco. We've seen him win at times, and a win there.
Harold Simiak was fired up about this young player right here, Bo Masco. Bo Masco does a good job understanding the route combination and the route concept, right? When number 3 goes across, number 2 oftentimes does a post route off of it. You see him right there, Bo Masco right in the way to make the play.
A heavy rush on that punt by Rutgers. Mark Crawford with a good roll, and he has been doing a job in this punt game. Really, both punters have been doing very well at pinning the opponent deep. And one more time for Crawford. And the NASCAR championship is here. 4 contenders line up in the Phoenix Desert. Only one will be the champion. Tomorrow from Phoenix, 3 Eastern on NBC and Peacock. Big stop, Rutgers, just to get off the field.
Yeah, it was a huge stop by this Rutgers defense, especially while Minnesota was rolling early on. Now let's see if Callie McManus and this offense can get things going.
Callie McManus gives. It's Raymond, and he runs into the arms of Cody Lindenberg. And for Lindenberg, the tackling machine, that is his 10th tackle today. We still have the 4th quarter to go.
Oh, my goodness. Cody Lindenberg. We said it earlier. There he is, right in the middle of this Golden Gopher defense. But when this guy touches you, when he puts hands on you, if you're a ball carrier, oftentimes you go down. Look at that play right there. One-on-one in the hole. Oftentimes, a guy like Antoine Raymond will make a linebacker miss in space. Good job by Cody Lindenberg.
Callie McManus hands it off. Raymond with a nice cut. Raymond now with space, and he picks up that 1st down. And it's a big 1st down just to get outside of their own goalpost and create some space, and Raymond does just that.
Yeah, create a little space right there. And again, you saw or you heard Callie McManus at the beginning kind of changing the play. I believe this play was at first meant to be handed off to the right and go back left. But I think they entered the line of scrimmage left and went back right based off the blitz of the defense.
And that takes us to the end of the 3rd. Good to see Ian Strong check back in there, as well as Rutgers trying to put together a drive. Fun game in New Jersey. You have here averaging 4.5 yards on 1st down plays alone. Callie McManus would like a play just like that to begin the 4th. Callie McManus fires. It's Ian Strong who checked back into the game after being shaken up and can't find him.
No, they can't find him. But this Minnesota defense in this 2nd half, I mean, they have come alive with some energy and some juice, especially from this pass rush. You see Anthony Smith right there with the inside move, just pestering Callie McManus, not allowing him to get comfortable in the pocket and just harassing him. You see Cody Lindenberg right here again, just the effort and the aggressiveness attacking the line of scrimmage. That's what you're seeing from this Minnesota defense. That's what championship teams do when they're challenged, especially in the 2nd half.
Here's Antoine Raymond, and Raymond is going to pick up a few, maybe give him 4. That's Jalen Logan Redding, who got him to the ground. And let's bring in Caroline.
Well, you talk about that Minnesota defense being aggressive. A lot of that comes from their coordinator, Corey Heatherman. He's been spending a lot of time with the defensive back, saying disciplined eyes, challenge every throw.
And Kaliakmanis is looking deep downfield. He's like the deep ball today. It's K.J. Duff, Caroline. He's trying to get the football too, and it falls incomplete. 4th and 5. We've seen this Minnesota defense come to life in the second half.
They have come to life, and great report by Caroline right there, because that was my assessment of the first half. This secondary, especially on the edges, the corners of the Minnesota secondary, they didn't do a good job in the first half of playing the ball while the ball is in the air. You see Ethan Robinson right there with a great play on the football. Oftentimes a cornerback can get beat, but when the ball is in the air, that ball has to be yours.
Anderson with the punt that has no roll, maybe even a little bit of backspin as Coy Parrish lets it bounce and settle at about the 36-yard line, which is where Minnesota will take over offensively after their defense does a job. And for more on Max Brosmer, let's go back down to Caroline.
Well, his leadership ability is so widely praised when you talk to these coaches and players that it might be surprising to find out it didn't always come naturally to him. His dad, Colin, told me Max was always a curious kid who asked a lot of questions, but he was also very introverted. Max started to develop as a leader in high school, but really grew in that sense when he started at quarterback as a freshman at New Hampshire. Now, Colin said Max has grown into more of a vocal leader, a sentiment that's echoed throughout this team and that you can see when you watch him on the sidelines.
Well, Caroline, you can, and when you talk to him, he plays about how he is to hang out with. Very calm, very cool. Now Brosmer has to be cool as he's trying to escape pressure and cannot. The Rutgers defense and Jabome in the backfield, and Jabome is having a phenomenal game. 10 tackles now for him, and what a find he is out of Canada.
There's Jabome right there. Again, in the middle of this Scarlet Knight defense. Finds some space. Was in man coverage. His guy blocked, so that triggered him to go rush the quarterback. Max Brosmer could not get away from this sticky linebacker right here as he brings him down for the sack.
Fake it to Taylor. Brosmer trying to escape the pressure, and now just going to flip this football out of bounds. So once the Minnesota defense started heating up, the Rutgers defense trying to match them.
Jack, anything you can do, I can do better. That's what it sounded like this Rutgers defense is saying to this Minnesota offense. Max Brosmer, nowhere to throw the football. He was calm when the ball got knocked out of his hands. Throws the ball away. This Minnesota offense fights for another day.
Third and a mile, and this crowd is all the way into it. 3rd and 22. Brosmer over the ball, complete to his tight end. He stopped well short of the line to gain. That's Jamison Gears and Tyreen Powell, the team captain, making the tackle.
Great response by this Rutgers team, especially the defense. They came out, they put a lot of pressure on Max Brosmer, affected the way he is seeing the field. And now they're getting the ball back with some time on the clock and a whole nother quarter. Let's see what Ethan Kaliakmanis can do.
The first 3 and out of the game for either team, as this punt was under heat and able to get off a low liner that had some roll despite that rush being so good in the face of Crawford. And that was Ben Black. You might have got a piece of that then.
Special delivery. Wayfarer's Black Friday deals are here early, and you get a sneak peek. Right now, save big on everything you need to feast, get festive, and get comfortable all season long.
Spectacular!
Plus, get fast and free shipping in time for the holidays. Can't wait for Black Friday? Neither could we. Shop early deals now during Wayfair's Black Friday preview sale.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Thursday night football on Prime. It's on.
Ready to have some fun?
Thursday night football is on. It's an old school NFC East showdown between Washington and Philadelphia. It's Jaden Daniels and the Commanders.
This is a team that could surprise a lot of people.
Versus Jalen Hurts and the Eagles.
Touchdown!
Let's go! Stream Thursday night football. Only on Prime.
That's a fun game to keep tabs on with some highlights back and forth.
Here come those Kings.
Antoine Raymond, the running back. Kaliak Manis just 1 for 8 for 15 yards in this half. Kaliak Manis trying to find it. Instead, he finds his backside as that pass rush continues to get home and continues to make his life extremely difficult.
Wow. What a job by this Coy Heatherman defense. In the first half, they didn't send many blitzes, many extra defenders. Now he's starting to send the extra bodies. See Kerry Brown, safety, getting back there, affecting 8th and Kaliak Manis. See Coy Heatherman right there. Used to be the linebackers coach at Rutgers. Now he's the defensive coordinator. Took over for Joe Rossi for the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
That was Devin Eastern in the face of Kaliak Manis. Now backed up, Kaliak Manis to the air, and it is incomplete. And Daimir Miller, since he caught that second touchdown, no catches for number 0.
Yeah, he was open right there. That should have been a catch on that good throw by 8th and Kaliak Manis. You can see that throw again. You see Daimir in the slot. Good job pushing vertically. That's a catch you just gotta have. See Justin Wiley bearing down on him.
On 3rd and 16, Kaliak Manis trying to move away from that pressure. It's batted down at the line. Cody Lindenberg has his hand up in the air, and a penalty marker is down.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 17, 15-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage, automatic, first down.
What a massive call that is.
Massive call. Let's see where the face mask is. Look like it's right there. Josh Joyner.
Oh, yeah.
Going up against Tyler Needham right there. Can't put your hand in the face mask right there. That's a big penalty for this Minnesota defense. Great penalty for Rutgers.
Now with pressure off the edge, look at this play. Coy Parrish, you saw him creeping at the line of scrimmage. He read it all the way, and he dropped Antoine Raymond.
Again, you're going to see Coy. He's going to come off the edge right here. Oftentimes, offenses don't include safeties in the blocking unit, so a lot of times they're free players. A running back can make a miss in space, but oftentimes not behind the line of scrimmage. It's a good play by the freshman safety.
On 2nd and 10, Kaliak Manis hanging on to that handoff as long as you can do so before he gives it to Raymond. That's Devin Eastern once again making the play.
By Kaliak Manis holding on to this football that long. I want you to watch Cody Lindenberg right there. That's one of their best tacklers for Minnesota. It completely confuses Lindenberg and gets him out of the play.
Now Kaliak Manis buying extra time, and that is complete. Going up and using that length is Ian Strong for Rutgers.
Ian Strong, good to see him back in the game after getting his ankle a little banged up. Just running a little stop route. See his quarterback in trouble, work back to the sideline. That big catch radius on that big body gets the first down.
And this game has flashed why they are excited about the future of that receiver room between K.J. Duff and Ian Strong, a true freshman and a sophomore on the outside. 1st and 10. 21 Raymond with the carry, and he is going to pick up a couple.
See Kerry Brown right there. Safety just knifing in there to make that play. Again, we saw another safety in Aiden Gooseby have some issues. There he is right there, just knifing in, making the tackle. It's a good play by the safety position. Kerry Brown, look at that.
He had that huge tackle for loss late in the win over Illinois last week, and then followed it up with another big play and coverage on 4th down. So known to be clutch defensively. Back to the ground game. Not much room, maybe a yard that time for Raymond.
Yeah, this defensive front, they're doing a great job of staying in their run gaps, but it's all attributed to their defensive coordinator, Corey Heatherman. This guy's been a lot of places.
And Caliac Manis has a perfect pass dropped on the outside by Dymere Miller. A great ball from Caliac Manis, and Miller clearly frustrated with himself, walking over to the bench.
Wow. Ball couldn't have been thrown any better by Ethan Caliac Manis. We've been raving about Dymere Miller all game. Just didn't make the catch. There's Corey Heatherman right there, still coaching, still doing his thing. Defensive stay is still out there for this punt.
And this one is reeled in by Coy Parrish, but that is the 7th straight target with no catches for Dymere Miller. We'll be back.
On the field.
Georgia Tech, as the college football playoff picture taking shape. Miami with their back against the ropes right now.
Back against the ropes. When you got a quarterback like Cam Ward, you're truly never out of the game. Miami has to learn to play a little defense this year.
Roseburg gives. Taylor tries the right side. A penalty marker comes out from behind that Minnesota offensive line.
Yeah, usually that's holding.
Yep.
Holding, offense, number 60. Half the distance to the goal and 1st down.
Yeah, they got redshirt freshman Phillip Daniels right there, one of my favorite offensive linemen for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. You can see him, big 60 right there. Gets that arm on the outside of the defender. Would not let Keontae Hamilton go. Anytime the defender's trying to pull away like that, they're going to get the holding call. Big Phillip got his first start last week versus Illinois. He's playing well.
On 1st and 16 from his own end zone. Roseburg complete. This ball's on the ground, though it's dropped, and Rutgers is flying to dive on top of it, and they believe they have it, and they do. What a massive mistake, and Rutgers on the spot.
Wow. What a turn of events for this Rutgers team. Watch this tackle. See Max Brosmer going through his reads.
Operator, please put 828,
finds his tight end.
Thank you.
Big time tackle by Tyreen Powell right there. But as you can see, Gears just really didn't secure the football away and tuck it away. He still had it kind of like a loaf of bread in his hands, Jack. Ball's out. Scramble for the football. We used to call this a dog pile. Rutgers doing a good job finding that football.
That's Shaquan Loyal there for the recovery. Minnesota had not turned the ball over since Darius Taylor fumbled in the 2nd quarter against USC. A long time ago. You got to go back to the beginning of October. Now Caliac Manis trying to turn it into points. throws high, penalty markers are out. Working on the best DB in Justin Wally of Minnesota.
Definitely going to get that call. When you have a big wide out like Ian Strong, 6'3", 220 pounds. See Justin Wally right here. He's 5'11", 195, trying to keep vision to the quarterback.
Defense. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard
You like that
line,
call?
automatic first down.
Honestly, I don't, Jack.
With you.
Kind of got to let these kids play. Both sides were physical right there.
Now 1st and goal. Raymond, the running back. Raymond gets the football, and he is dropped instantaneously.
It's Coy Parrish again.
That is Coy Parrish, who is a problem for offensive linemen to try to find, let alone block.
Very much a problem. You're going to see Coy is going to come into your screen right there off the edge. And again, as we talked before, blocking units don't always include safeties in the blocking scheme, but when you're a playmaker like a Coy Parrish, you kind of got to include it.
2nd and goal. Kaliak Manis, touchdown Rutgers, Ian Strong. The fumble becomes 6 for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Strong catch by Ian Strong. He was wide open. Kaliak Manis does a good job standing strong in the pocket. Had to be some type of coverage mistake from Minnesota. You see Kaliak Manis throws a dart on the little underneath route. There was a blitz by Minnesota. Corey Heatherman trying to send extra guys to affect Kaliak Manis. Kaliak Manis finds Ian Strong for the touchdown. Great response by Rutgers.
And Jay Patel on for the extra point, and that is good for Ian Strong. 4 catches now, 89 yards, and the touchdown. Had the deep ball earlier, now the score to go along with it. Rutgers retakes the lead.
Merry Christmas.
It's that moment.
It's a gift.
It's a blessing!
When a wish becomes true.
The present for me?
A person feels seen.
I just thought, God forbid, something happens to that one.
I knew you would like that. That's your color.
And to be seen is to be loved.
Thanks, Mom.
Give the gifts that show you get them. Welcome to your Walmart.
See what's happened to Florida State after the undefeated run a season ago. 1-8 they are going into this game tonight.
Yeah, I think they made the wrong guess on quarterback.
Yep.
And that's kind of why their season is what it is.
Jack Scullion sent it deep. And Coy Parrish with an opportunity, although he loses his footing just as he crossed the 10. Take us back to the touchdown, Mike Brown.
Yeah, I got to take you back to the touchdown. And this Minnesota defense got confused. Here's Ian Strong with an underneath route. We're going to get a slot fade here. If the defense does not pass this switch off, you're going to have a guy wide open. See Ian Strong coming underneath, wide open, just nobody around him. Let's watch it again. You see Ethan Robinson backing up, getting out of there, creating a void in the middle of this Minnesota defense. Touchdown, Ian Strong.
Kaliak Manis, 5th career game with 3 touchdown passes. Now it's Max Brosmer's turn. Brosmer hit right as he faked the football into the arms of Taylor. They say the ball is out, and there is a pile as they're fighting for it inside the 5.
Wow. Keyshawn Griffin.
Brosmer was smacked as soon as the play action was over with. Never had a chance to get his eyes up. Rutgers believe that they have the football, and do they? They say possession will stay with the Golden Gophers.
I've always wondered how that can happen. Every player from Rutgers is pointing one direction, but it goes the other. Let's check this replay out right now. See what happened. Oh, they just completely missed Keyshawn Griffin as he gets a beeline to Max Brosmer. Tough to start the drive that way.
So now inside the 5, Brosmer looking deep toward his favorite target. Coverage is fantastic as he tries to get the football into Daniel Jackson. That's Al-Shadi Saloom over there in coverage.
Yeah, big time play by Al-Shadi right here, the 5'10", 195-pound senior. Look at him stay in phase with the very speedy Daniel Jackson. This kid earned the Douglas A. Smith Award, second effort award this spring for the most improved defensive player. He showed it on that play right there.
3rd and 19 after Rutgers just took the lead. Brosmer pressured, and down he goes. Rutgers gets a safety. That's 82 Jordan Walker, who beat the block and comes up with 2.
Jordan Walker.
This is time now for an injured
pass
player.
rush specialist for the Scarlet Knight defense. He's excited. Former tight end. That's why he still has the 82 number. Wow.
And the player down for Rutgers is Abram Wright, the linebacker.
I believe this is Jordan Walker right there in that motorcycle stance, working on my guy, Phillip Daniels right there, turns the corner and gets his hands on Max Brosmer and brings him down. That is a huge pass rush for a defense that needed a pass rush all day. Former tight end hits home.
And they are still checking on Wright in the end zone.
Looks like they're dealing with his knee. Don't know the nature of the injury. Hopefully, Wright is okay. But what a turn of events. What a turn of events. Let's see him right there. Ooh, non-contact, celebrating with his teammates. It's good to see him up on his feet.
And Wright is a guy they said has a very bright future, and he had flashed the last handful of weeks. Redshirt player last year, but had the interception in the bowl game when he came in, so they're excited about him this season. Said he can really run, so hoping for the best news from Abram Wright. But since that Minnesota touchdown, it has been punt, fumble, and safety. So the Rutgers defense getting the best of them.
Rutgers defense has come alive. And again, your quarterback's playing well. You're making plays on the outside. Talking about this Rutgers team, it gets the defense excited. You got those pass rushers excited. And they found a way to get after Max Brosmer.
Brosmer's taking his time back there, hanging out in the end zone. Get that thing out of your hands.
He's not a runner, so Max is not, even though he showed his wheels early in the first half, he's not a runner. He's a guy that's going to process a defense, and he's going to beat a defense with his arm, not his legs. Great pass rush by Rutgers.
See what that left leg is capable out of Kesich, as he sends a low liner. That is fair caught at the 15 by KJ Duff.
They steer fair caught it.
Isn't that crazy?
Even with the safety, you know, kicking off from the 20, it gives you yards naturally. Oh, Coach Ciano, gotta love it. See if this Rutgers offense, Jack, can kind of put some distance between themselves and Minnesota now with this drive.
And for Minnesota, they come in off the win over USC, then at UCLA, they beat Maryland, and then the huge win at Illinois. So a 4-game win streak. They're riding in here. Rutgers, a 4-game losing streak as they took that into the bye week, and they have come out of the bye week exactly how Coach Schiano hoped. Now a 1st and 10 with the lead. Give it to Benjamin, and Benjamin rumbles ahead for a few.
Yeah, you can see this Corey Heatherman defense. Safeties, you see Corey Parrish again inching around the line of scrimmage, finding his way to get in the backfield and be disruptive. This Rutgers offense is going to have to find a way to deal with the 4-week problem that this Minnesota Golden Gophers defense presents. There's Parrish again right there creeping down.
Antoine Raymond checks in at running back. Kaliak Manis looking deep, looking towards Strong, and Strong tried to make a move late for the football and can't get to it. Ethan Robinson step for step in coverage.
Yeah, they've been going at Ethan Robinson a little bit today, even though Ethan has an interception, had an opportunity to get another one. Let's let this one play right here. Ethan again doing a good job being technical. That's one thing PJ told us this week. Transfer out of Bucknell, took a while to get adjusted. But this guy has all the tools, the technical tools to shut down receivers.
Rutgers just 3 of 12 on 3rd down. 3rd and 7. Kaliak Manis hands it off. Minnesota defense not fooled at all. Met him at the line of scrimmage. Cody Lindenberg wouldn't let him get beyond that mark.
You know what, Jack? I could probably close my eyes every single time Minnesota's defense is out there and just guess that Cody Lindenberg is going to be on the tackle. Guy's been banged up all through the 2023 season. He's healthy now, very instinctual. He almost makes every tackle.
Got him for a loss of 1. Jacob Anderson on to punt, and Coy Parrish back deep to receive, and Parrish calls for the fair catch at the 26.
Yeah, you look at this Rutgers defense. They've been on their P's and Q's here in the second half, and they've been affecting Max Brosmer, getting to him, getting bodies around him, whether he's rolling outside of the pocket, whether he's staying in the pocket. They're finding a way to affect the pass. You see the forced fumble right there, and they're being aggressive, just attacking the line of scrimmage. And when they do get a chance to get to Max Brosmer, they're being playmakers by getting them down to the ground. You see the safety right there by Jordan Walker.
Brosmer scans and flips it to his running back. This is Taylor, but Taylor cannot get away from Jabome. And Jabome has been phenomenal out of Canada. They saw him at a camp in Buffalo, invited him down to campus. He drove down, actually slept in a car in June just so that he could have an opportunity the next day. Wakes up, they said he was a little dehydrated, had to hydrate him.
You think?
Had a great day, earns a scholarship, and how about the way he is playing this afternoon?
He's playing with his hair on fire, balling out. The guy can run, and when he gets to you, is an aggressive tackle.
Now Brosmer had Spencer coming out of his break with space, working on Kaj Sanders. The throw was short.
Yeah, that throw was short. Kaj Sanders, first time mentioning his name today. Rutgers is high on this kid, 4-star baller out of Newark, New Jersey. Let's see what this Minnesota offense can do. 3rd and 11, not quite the situation they want to be in.
Brosmer, pressure coming, sees it, fires, and Jackson cannot come up with it. It's Robert Longerbeam in coverage, the team captain, and coming up with the play.
That's a play right there, Jack. That is a play. You see Longerbeam down at the bottom of your screen, staying with Daniel Jackson. And again, corners can get beat But when you get beat, you have an opportunity to attack the hands of the receiver. You see Longer Beam doing that right there, finishing that play with a PBU.
So Mark Crawford on to punt. In Minnesota, they need a good one. This is a short punt, and it's going to have an opportunity for a return. It's Dremel, and Dremel scoots his way into Minnesota territory. And earlier this week, we saw Coach Schiano asked about the opportunity to put themselves in position for a bowl game. Here's what Coach had to say.
I'm not even worried about a bowl game. I know that that's probably a fan's concern. Right now, every ounce of my being is focused on today, game planning, Minnesota, and we'll take it day by day. I'm not going to get into those bigger picture questions because, quite honestly, all they do is steal from now, and now's pretty important.
Well, they might take it day by day, but you know he's thinking about it.
You have to be. And just so our viewers know, I asked him in our production meeting, he said the same thing.
Hand it off. This is Jay-Sean Benjamin, and Jay-Sean Benjamin with a nice cut inside the 30. And so he can still play for the remainder of the season, maintain that red shirt, play in the bowl game as well, and they are fired up to have him with the injury to their star running back.
Very much fired up to have this kid. You see again, Corey Parrish wide open right there, unblocked. And you see Jay-Sean making a miss in the backfield. That's what you know about this kid. He has the quickness and the power and the contact balance to make guys miss at the point of attack. Gets an explosive run.
The sophomore, good find out of Florida for Rutgers. Now on 1st and 10. Kaliak Manis hands it off. It's Benjamin who stays on his feet somehow. Now Benjamin with his quarterback out in front, leading the way, takes it inside the 10.
Jay-Sean Benjamin steps out of Corey Parrish's tackle again. You're going to see it happen in the backfield again. Just steps out of there and keeps going down the field. You even see 8th and Kaliak Manis in his revenge game get a little revenge on his old defense, blocking downfield. Look at that, Ian Strong, big receiver, just covering up defenders. It takes 11 guys to run the football. Good job by this Rutgers offense.
Couple explosive runs for Benjamin. Why not give him the football one more time, and this go around the Minnesota defense rising to that occasion and stuffing him. Jack Henderson with his teammates there to make the play.
Yeah, that's a good play by Jack, but very impressed by Jay-Sean Benjamin right now. Got a timeout.
Timeout taken defensively by Minnesota, their first timeout.
Yeah, they got to regroup right now. Make sure guys are showing up in their run lanes. Understand that this Rutgers offense, they do a good job with the RPO game. 8th and Kaliak Manis has done a good job with his ball handling and really putting the ball in the belly of the runner and riding that thing all the way out, forcing the Minnesota defense into the line of scrimmage. Be ready for an RPO here. They scored on their first touchdown of the game that way. It's a staple of this Kirk Shiraka offense.
Rutgers 115 total rush yards now, none bigger than this drive. Antoine Raymond checks in at tailback. 2nd and goal. Kaliak Manis gives, Raymond met, and Raymond is dropped. Not going to gain a thing. That's Anthony Smith who met him.
Anthony Smith, we saw him have a big sack a little bit earlier in the game. But this Minnesota defensive line has to continue to hold up at the point of attack and make sure they show up in the run game.
Let's take it to the studio for a game break.
ACC intrigue after a touchdown was called back due to a penalty. Miami down 12, going for it on 4th down. Cam Ward is sacked. Georgia Tech is rising up, leading by 12 in the 4th.
Look at that.
Okay.
That game has been fun all day to check back in on.
Okay.
Georgia Tech. 2nd timeout here from Minnesota. It's 23-16. PJ Fleck back against the wall here. Doesn't have points to give on a 3rd and goal.
Yeah, no points to give. This defense has to be the best version of themselves right now.
Jay-Sean Benjamin checks back in, and Kaliak Manis going to change the play. Here's Benjamin, and Benjamin trying to get a little push, get a little help from that offensive line as he goes inside the 5 with it.
Again, another good run by this Rutgers offense. I think we may have somebody down. Looks like the right tackle, Tyler Needham.
Injury on the play. Offense.
Catch you up on what is happening in the Big Ten today. Women's volleyball, number 3 Penn State at number 7 Wisconsin, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, NBC and Peacock. Then you have men's basketball, Omaha at Minnesota, 3:30 p.m. also on Peacock. Football-wise, Washington at number 6 Penn State, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. So they go back to back to back to back.
You think you're going to read that promo and see number 3 Penn State at volleyball and then number 6 Penn State in football with a Penn State alum, and I'm not going to say anything? Come on, Jack.
They're cooking. They are cooking.
They're cooking right now. Big game versus Washington. Whiteout tonight. Can't wait to watch.
And 2 of the best players on the offensive line for Rutgers are their 2 tackles, in Pierce and Needham. And that's Needham who gets rolled up on at the conclusion.
Yeah, you see it right there. Again, oftentimes when you're around the pile, that's where bodies are rolling off and falling. You got to be aware and protect yourself. Hope he's okay.
So now Minnesota, no timeouts remain. Down 23-16. Field goal attempt upcoming. PJ Fleck in a tough spot. He needs something crazy on the snap holder kick. Jay Patel on for this chip shot. Leads 10.
The lead is 10. PJ Fleck in this Minnesota offense, they have to score fast, get the ball back, and possibly give themselves an opportunity to win the game.
And no passes on that drive from Rutgers. We've seen a little bit of everything. They're playing without Kyle Monungai. And in the first half, it was Kaliak Manis and the pass game that was moving the football and scoring points. In this second half, we've seen guys like Jay-Sean Benjamin come to life. Antoine Raymond, who are getting their opportunities with Monungai out.
And more than anything, this Rutgers defense has kind of upped their energy and upped the way that they're attacking this Minnesota offense. Defensive coordinator Joe Harry Simiak has done an excellent job of making sure the defensive backs keep everything in front of them, not giving up the explosive play, and then in the front 7 getting after Max Brosmer, forcing him to not see the field the way he usually sees it.
So Jack Scullion send it deep, and Corey Parrish on the other end of it. Good kick. Parrish stays away, and Minnesota needs points, and they need them fast.
Absolutely. This is why you bring a big-time passer like Max Brosmer in to your franchise, into your program. You bring him in for opportunities like this. Now, this Minnesota offense, they've been in this position before. They've been down multiple scores in the fourth quarter, and they've come back. Let's see what this offense has in store.
Brosmer Quick throw and trying to just keep 1 foot in bounds as Daniel Jackson, longer beam, has been doing a job, and you see him shaking his head saying, not over here.
Yeah, it's very tough to throw the football when everybody knows you got to throw the football and you got to score fast. Defense, again, keeps all eyes on the quarterback, stays connected. And when you get an opportunity to make an impact tackle, you have to make it.
Now on 2nd and 10, Rosemer trying to break off a chunk and almost had it intercepted. That football was lingering in the air as Flip Dixon, who has played for Minnesota in his past before transferring over. You know he wanted that one.
Absolutely, you know he wanted that. Daniel Jackson, again, just doing a little flag route. Ball kind of hung in the air a little bit on Max. Probably should have drove that ball a little bit more flatter to get it to his receiver. Flip Dixon, I know he wants that one back. That could have been a pick.
3rd and 10. Brosmer looking complete. His tight end and Jamison Gears keeps this game alive for Minnesota.
What a throw and catch. Max Brosmer to Jamison Gears in traffic while this defensive front of Rutgers bearing down on Brosmer. Stood in the pocket strong, delivered an accurate ball.
As the clock rolls, under 2:10, coming down to the 2-minute timeout. Brosmer lofts it out of bounds.
Just throwing the football away. To take a look at that last completion. Max again going through his reads. Oof, throws the ball right through the middle. See, Elijah Spencer's like, was that ball to me? He almost ducks. Gets it to Jamison Gears.
And P.J. Fleck has won both his games against Rutgers for Minnesota by a combined score of 73-7. Different looking game on the road here.
Completely.
Brosmer trying to make something happen. Throws a missile, and that missile is caught by Brockington. Longer beam was covering. Longer beam is slow back up to his feet as we hit the 2-minute timeout, and Brockington comes up with a big one. Brosmer does not believe he is done yet. Brockington giving him a little life late.
Two, please. Thank you.
Dad, that's Matt Langer.
Twins.
Twins?
Volleyball coach Katie Schumacher-Crawley, she's battling breast cancer right now.
Now Brosmer firing downfield. It's complete to Daniel Jackson. He's hitting these deep in cuts, keeping the drive alive. And Salam there covering.
Yeah, that's a big-time throw by Max Brosmer right there. And Daniel Jackson doing a good job protecting the throw.
Brosmer looking end zone and diving for it is Spencer. Elijah Spencer thought he had an opportunity to come down with it and does not. Masco breaks it up.
Jack, I thought he had this one as well. You see that big throw right there to Daniel Jackson on the play before. Max just outthrows Elijah Spencer right there. Almost 6.
Daniel Jackson to the top of your screen. Brosmer looking for his running back. It is Taylor that comes up with it. But Jabome and his sensational day continues for Rutgers. He makes the stop for a loss of yardage.
Jabome running and hitting. It's a good tackle.
Brosmer, quick pass. It's Jackson, and Jackson is shoved out. So this will bring up a 4th down for Minnesota offensively.
4th down, you got to take a shot to the end zone. Oh, no, you can get a 1st down. So what, 4th and about 8. 7, you'll be able to get a shot to get a 1st down.
We're going to kick it. They need the 10. So PJ Fleck says, we'll just take the 3 right now. 4th and 6. They bring on Dragon Kesic from 30 yards away. And this kick from Kesic is good. So you need 10. Doesn't matter the order in which you get it. And they'll cut this lead now to 7.
Definitely understand the thinking by PJ Fleck right there. Down by 2 scores. Let's get the 3 right now and worry about the 7 a little bit later. I'm sure an onside kick is coming right here. We all know what happened when they played Michigan. And they were called off sides about the onside kick. See what PJ Fleck has in store for this one.
And Minnesota and PJ Fleck felt like that Michigan game really gave them a boost into that 4-game win streak. They ultimately end up losing the game at Michigan, but they've gotten hot since until they came in here to Rutgers, and it's been anything but.
Every player we talked to this week said at halftime of that Michigan game was when they knew they were a lot better than they were putting on tape.
You can feel this Rutgers crowd desperate for a win. They have been waiting, and they have been here, been loud, trying to cheer on their Scarlet Knights and break this 4-game losing streak. Dragon Kesic hits one with a big hop, and the hop came too soon. It is recovered by a guy that has been phenomenal today, and Ian Strong. The wide receiver has been tremendous on offense and comes up with the play to put Minnesota away.
Yeah, good job by Ian right there. The kick just didn't go far enough wide outside. Kesic, if he had to do it again, I'm sure he would have put a little bit more leg into this one. But I like what Ian did there. He stood had more width. That way you can work forward to the football and have an easier catch for yourself. That's good coaching and even better execution by Ian Strong.
And how sweet this must feel for Ethan Kaliak-Manis. Spent 3 years at Minnesota, playing for PJ Fleck. First year for him at Rutgers. And he was trying not to say too much about what it meant, but under the surface you could feel it. And at home, gonna knock off a bunch of his old teammates and his old coach too.
Absolutely. Happy for Greg Schiano too. Been a rough past 4 weeks for this program. They came out today fired up. They played well. Game.
See Kaliak-Manis getting to greet some of his old friends and teammates. And it's always a little bit sweeter. You're walking away with a victory in your pocket.
And he played well, Jack. He managed his emotions. He made the plays all week.
And coming up next here on NBC, Big Ten Women's Volleyball with Penn State taking on Wisconsin.